It started with a knock Mayan didn't want to hear. Not the soft kind, not the polite kind, but the loud, impatient knock that tells you something is already wrong before you even open the door. Mayan forced himself up from the thin foam mattress, still dizzy from sleeping only a few hours. When he opened the door, his landlord was standing there, arms crossed, eyes cold, voice sharp. "Mayan, this is the second month you haven't paid. You have 1 week left. After that, you move out." Just like that. One sentence, and his world was turned upside down.
This is Beyond Stories, where every story carries a lesson, and every lesson touches the heart. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that could inspire your next step. Now, let's go deeper into the story.
The landlord turned away without waiting for a response. Mayan shut the door slowly, because slamming it wouldn't change anything. He stood there for a moment, staring at the wall, as if the wall had answers. A week, 7 days. No savings, no job he could depend on, just unfinished dreams and a life that was slipping through his fingers. He sat on the corner of his bed and buried his face in his hands. It wasn't the kind of sadness anyone sees from the outside. It was the quiet, suffocating kind, the kind that eats you slowly. His room was a reminder of how far things had fallen. An old laptop with a cracked frame, clothes piled in a corner, empty noodles on the floor. Everything around him whispered the same painful truth. You've stopped trying. But that wasn't true. He hadn't stopped trying. He just kept starting and stopping, starting again and stopping again. For years. That was the real problem. Not laziness, not bad luck, just inconsistency, the thief of his own destiny. He had dreamed of becoming a graphic designer. He had talent. People had told him that. But talent without consistency is like a car without fuel. It goes nowhere. Some people failed because of lack of talent, but most people failed because they only work when they feel motivated. Consistency, quiet, slow, unglamorous consistency is what changes lives. That evening, Mayan tried to sleep, but the thought of eviction pressed against his chest like a weight. So he stepped outside and began walking. Not to clear his head, but because sitting still felt worse. Down the street, he saw a shop owner sweeping the front of his store. He had seen that same man sweeping for years, every morning, without fail. Same broom, same motion, same routine. Simple, unremarkable, but consistent. And suddenly, something clicked inside Mayan. That man wasn't rich, he wasn't famous, he wasn't lucky, but he showed up every single day. And that was something Mayan had never done. That night, back in his room, Mayan took out an old notebook and wrote only one promise to himself. For the next 90 days, I show up, no matter how small the step. He didn't plan big dreams, he didn't announce anything online, he didn't wait for motivation. He simply opened the graphic design course he abandoned 2 years ago and watched the first lesson. Just one. The next day, he watched another. The day after that, he practiced for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Not hours. Not overnight miracles. Just consistency. And slowly, the miracle began. Consistency doesn't shout. It whispers. But those whispers can rebuild your entire life. By the 4th week, Mayan finished the whole course. Something he once postponed for years was now behind him. By week 6, he created a simple portfolio. By week 8, he got his first small client, $35 for a logo. He celebrated with a plate of rice and a quiet smile. Not because of the money, but because he finally felt alive again. But life didn't magically become easy. There were days he doubted everything, days he wanted to give up, days he woke up tired, discouraged, overwhelmed. But he still showed up. Small steps, every day. Even when he didn't feel like it. Especially when he didn't feel like it. And consistency began building something motivation never could. One afternoon, his landlord ran into him outside. "You're still here?" he asked. "Yes," he replied softly. "I just need a little more time. I'm building something." The landlord stared at him for a moment and said, "2 more weeks." Just 2. But that was all Mayan needed. Within those weeks, he completed 3 more projects, earned enough to cover rent, bought fresh groceries, and slept with peace for the first time in months. The calls increased. Clients started recommending him. His portfolio grew. His skills sharpened. He upgraded from his broken chair, then from his old laptop, then from noodles to real meals. Not luxury, not riches, just consistent progress. One step, then another, then another. And consistency, that quiet, patient builder, carried him forward. 1 full year after the eviction threat, Mayan stood outside his own small design studio. He wiped sweat from his forehead as he hung the signboard. Mayan Visuals, built one day at a time. He remembered the knock on the door that nearly broke him. He remembered the nights he cried quietly. He remembered the shame, the uncertainty, the hunger, the fear. And he realized something powerful. Consistency didn't just save him, it rebuilt him. Not all at once, not in one giant leap, but through countless small steps no one saw. Dreams don't fail because they're too big. Dreams fail because people only work on them when it's convenient. Consistency, even the smallest effort repeated daily, can transform a collapsing life into a rising one. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep showing up. If this story spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs strength today. Remember to subscribe for more powerful, life-changing stories. This is Beyond Stories, where every story reminds us that as long as you are still breathing, your story is not over yet.